friends, a very warm welcome. I am back with my next AngularJS tutorial. It's the tutorial number 9. In the 8th tutorial, we learned how to create single page application in AngularJS. Let's see what we learned this time. We will learn what is scope in AngularJS, how to use $scope in AngularJS, what is scope inheritance, how to implement scope inheritance. First, let's see what scope in AngularJS. Scope is an object that is used to connect view and controller. $scope is injected by AngularJS framework. Scope is used to define the model for application as well. What is scope inheritance? Scope is controller specific. If we define nested controllers, then child controller will inherit the scope of its parent controller. Let's see how we use scope inheritance in AngularJS through code. So friends, here's my code for application. It has heading AngularJS scope inheritance. Then I have declared the application using ng-app directive. The name of the application is car. Then within it I have a div tag with which I have declared ng-controller directive for defining my controller, car controller. Here you can see it's my view. I'll be displaying the object type and car make properties inside this table. Now let's see how I have defined my car controller through JavaScript. Here's my JavaScript code inside the script tag. Here you can see I have defined a module car. Then I have a controller, car controller, within which the AngularJS injects $scope service. With the help of $scope service, I have defined two properties, two variables you can say, object type and car make. In object type I have car, and car make I have string several companies like Ford, Toyota, Hyundai, Mercedes, Audi, Bentley, Ferrari make cars. So let's see how my page looks in browser. So friends, you can see this is how my page looks. I have a table within which I have displayed the values of the variables I defined within this controller definition using $scope service. Now to demonstrate the use of scope inheritance, I will have to declare another controller within this controller which would act as parent controller, and the controller that I would declare within this div tag would act as my child controller. So here I paste the code for my child controller view. Here I have declared my child controller Audi controller, within which I have my HTML code. Is the same table displaying two variables, object type and car make. Now I will have to define this Audi controller through JavaScript code. So here I'm going to include the code for my child controller. Here I define my child controller Audi controller. It's having a $scope service being injected by AngularJS, and I have the same variables object type and car make but having different values, sedan car and Audi. Now let's see how my page looks. So friends, this is how my page looks after the inclusion of child scope. Here you can see I defined the same variables with different values in the child scope and different values for my parent scope. Now what we are going to do now will make it clear to you how a child controller, a child model, inherits from the parent scope. Now if I comment out this piece of code here, now my Audi controller doesn't have a car make variable defined with its scope. it will inherit it from car controller, which is its parent controller. Now let's save it and see how it looks in the browser. Now this is how my page looks. It inherits this value from the parent controller. It the child scope doesn't have a value of its own. So as it is a child of the parent controller, it inherits the value of car make variable from parent scope. So which makes both the values same. So this is how we implement scope inheritance in AngularJS. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please subscribe, like and comment. To subscribe to my channel, kindly click the red button below the video. I will be back with my next AngularJS tutorial soon. Until then, keep practicing and enjoy. Thank you.